Hey Watch fam, and welcome to another episode of Basically Watches. In this video, I've got another exciting review in store for you. I recently had the opportunity to purchase this amazing chronograph by Ball Watches. It was an opportunity too good to pass up on. So to fund the purchase, I had to sell two of my other watches, and I ended up selling the Tissot PRX Powermatic and the Frederick Constant High Life Heartbeat that I reviewed recently. Before we jump into this video, however, if this is our first time meeting, my name is Oswin and welcome to the channel. I created this channel to share my love and passion for watches, and the goal of this channel is to create a highly engaged community of watch enthusiasts where we can talk all things watches, and in particular focus on affordable yet high quality timepieces. So if this is something that resonates with you, please do consider subscribing to the channel. And now, without further ado, let's flip perspectives and jump into this video. Here is the watch we'll be looking at today. The Ball Fireman Storm Chaser Pro reference CM3090C-S3J-BE with a lovely mother of pearl dial. As always, let's start with a bit of background. When it comes to horology, Ball watches are of great horological significance. Founded in 1891 by Webb C. Ball in Cleveland, Ohio, they are amongst a handful of names that are associated with the rich American watchmaking history. Prior to the establishment of railroads across the United States, there was no need for a standardization of time. Each town kept its own local time based on the position of the sun. However, when trains were used to connect distant cities, it started becoming problematic. Because back in those days, trains used the same track in opposite directions and had to cross each other at defined crossing points. Sadly, on April 19th, 1891, a head-on collision between two trains in Kipton, Ohio, resulted in several deaths. It was later discovered that one of the conductor's watches stopped for 4 minutes, leading to that fatal collision. So in order to make train rides safer for travelers and employees, W.C. Ball was designated as Chief Time Inspector for the American Railroads. Mr. Ball set up tests and standards for all watches used on the trains, known as the Railroad Standard, also referred to as the official RR Standard. He also created the Ball Time Service, an after-sales service where every employee of the railroad had to bring their watch in every 2 weeks to ensure the accuracy and reliability of the watch. According to Wikipedia, it is believed his strict criteria for accuracy and reliability went on to inspire others like the Swiss Official Testing Institute, KOSK. Ball Watch Co., the company, is now based in La Chaux-de-Fonds in Switzerland and continues to uphold the founding spirit of the brand and the high standards set by W. Ball. Coming back to this particular watch, the Fireman Storm Chaser Pro, it also has a fascinating story behind it. Designed in partnership with renowned meteorologist, brand ambassador, and a proud member of the Ball Explorers Club, Dr. Joshua Werman. It is designed to accompany storm chasers, or to be more specific, tornado chasers, which is why it has a telemeter on the bezel instead of a tachymeter. More on this later. In terms of the packaging, here's what it came with, and there's the inner box it came with. It's got the Ball logo and official RR standard stamped on the box. It's made out of nice thick cardboard. Just open that up for you and slide that out. So that's the inner box as well. It's nice and thick cardboard again, and that's the watch itself. It comes on a standard watch pillow. The inner box is nice and thick. It feels very, very solid. And that right there is the warranty and some basic instructions. So that's the warranty card. Ball doesn't print the instruction manual. As you can see there, it says help save our trees. So a bit of a conservation effort. They direct you to view the instruction manual online. I think that's quite a nice touch, given that most of the time we might refer to the instruction manual once and then put it away in the box and never to be seen again. I did adjust the bracelet, so there's some spare links there, and just got the swing tag there. So that's the overall packaging experience. Nothing too fancy, basic, functional, but it's not cheap either. In terms of pricing, this particular model appears to be mostly sold out. However, I found it on sale on Nomon Watches for 3,600 Australian dollars, which is approximately 2,600 US dollars. Moving on to the specs, let's start with the case. It's got a stainless steel case that's mostly brushed, and it's got a case diameter of 42 millimeters, Lug to lug is 51 millimeters, and it's got a case thickness of approximately 15.65 millimeters. Lug width is 21 millimeters, and there's no taper on the bracelet. It's got a folding clasp with the official Ball logo and the official RR standard embossed on the clasp. So let me just open that to show you what it looks like. It doesn't have a pre-release mechanism, so it's slightly on the stiffer side to open. It's got a display case back showcasing that beautiful ball movement. It's what Ball calls the Caliber Automatic Ball RR1402 movement, which is based on the Valju 7750 architecture, featuring a 42-hour power reserve. The Valju 7750 movements are workhorse movements that are proven to be really robust and easy to service as well. It's got some nice decoration on the movement as well, beautifully showcased through that display case back. In terms of the dial itself, it's got a lovely blue mother of pearl dial, and typical to the Valju 7750 architecture, it's got the two sub dials at the 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock position, and the second sub dial at the 9 o'clock position. It's got the day-date function at the 3 o'clock position, and there, if you can see there, it's got the Ball logo and the official RR standards embossed over the day-date function as well. It's got a domed anti-reflective sapphire crystal, and in terms of water resistance, it's got 100 meters of water resistance. As I mentioned to you earlier, it does come with a telemeter scale instead of a tachymeter scale. And the way the telemeter scale works is basically used to measure the distance between the watch and something that can be heard and seen, such as a flash of lightning and thunder. So to calculate how far a storm is, you would start the chrono when you see a flash of lightning, and then you would simply stop the chrono when you hear the sound of thunder. So it tells you how far the storm is basically away from you. So say if I stop it now, it stops at 5 kilometers there. So it tells me that the storm is 5 kilometers away from my current position, if there was a storm, that is. And that's the reset function for the chrono. Here is a wrist preview to show you what it looks like on my 7.25-inch wrist. As you can see there, due to its long lug-to-lug width of 51 millimeters, it does tend to wear on the larger side. And it's quite thick as well due to that 15.65 millimeters height. Due to its larger proportions, I'm more inclined to say that this is more suited to casual occasions rather than formal events. I think this would be more ideal in a casual setting such as the weekends, barbecues, going to the beach, going to the pool, any casual occasion. And here is a wrist preview to show you what it looks like on a shirt with a suit on. As you can see there, due to that thickness, it does tend to get caught on the cuff. I mean, you could still pull it off in a formal environment, but my personal preference would be to wear this in a more casual sort of environment as opposed to a formal setting. In terms of the lume, Ball Watches uses a different material for its lume. It's got 15 micro gas tubes on the hour hand, minute hand, indices, and chrono hand. In case you're wondering what that means, most watch manufacturers use conventional luminosity that requires exposure to an external source, such as sunlight, to charge it in order to shine, and they usually begin to fade after approximately 20 minutes. Micro gas tubes, on the other hand, provide a constant glow that maintains its brightness from the first second of darkness. These tritium-based tubes are expected to have a shelf life of approximately 25 years. At around the 12-year mark, it reaches its half-life and starts to fade in brightness. It's not the brightest lume in the world, but with this tech, and in Ball Watch's own words, and I'm just quoting here, no matter when and where, a Ball timepiece delivers continuous bright time reading. So what do I like about this particular watch? For starters, it's a solid, robust watch. The finishing on it feels really high quality. The bracelet is nice and comfortable, but it does have a flaw, which I'll get to in the dislike section of this video. The Valju 7750 movements are robust workhorse movements and can be serviced by any watchmaker, which makes them really easy and economical to service and maintain. That mother of pearl dial is striking. It's a very well designed and well balanced chronograph. The sub dials with those orange hands offer a really nice contrast as well. What don't I like about this watch? The lug-to-lug distance on this watch is long, and as a result, it wears really large. I have modest wrists at 7.25 inches, and I still find that it overhangs on my wrist. It would have been nice if it had slightly angular lugs to make it hug the wrist better and appear smaller. The other bugbear of mine is that 21mm lug width. I just wish they made it 20mm or 22mm. The odd lug width at 21mm really limits your strap choices. I've got a whole bunch of 20mm straps that I have, which I can't even use on it. I suppose I could use the 22mm strap and squeeze it in there. The bracelet also doesn't have a pre-release clasp, which gives it that nice even aesthetic, but I found it a bit cumbersome to do and undo the clasp, as you saw earlier. Another minor complaint that I have got is it's only got 100 meters of water resistance, despite having a screw down crown. It would have been nice to have 200 meters, especially given that these watches are designed to withstand harsh weather conditions. So who's this watch for? If you're after a robust and unique looking chronograph, one that stands out from the crowd and one that is likely to be a conversation starter, then this watch is a great option. The Storm Chaser Pro is not only capable of excelling in harsh conditions, but also in its stunning aesthetics as a Swiss-made automatic chronograph. For a watch that retails for around $2,600 US, it offers serious value. It's got that lovely blue mother of pearl dial. It's well built and feels nice and robust. The finishing on it feels high quality, and it's got that deep-rooted history and high standards to back it all up. Having said that, you will need large wrists to pull it off. If you have a wrist size of 7 inches and under, then this watch is probably not for you unless you're one of the few exceptions that likes large watches. Those long lugs almost overhang on my modest wrist. For a smaller wrist, I would recommend considering options like the Omega Speedmaster Reduced, which measures in at 39mm, or even a Zin 103, which measures in at 42mm in diameter but have a shorter lug-to-lug distance. All in all, this particular watch is a great, fun and robust watch. Just wish it was a tad smaller. So that's pretty much it in terms of the video, guys. I really hope you did enjoy it. If you did enjoy it, you know what to do. Don't forget to smash that like button.
Do it. Do it.
Also, do drop a comment in the comment section below and let me know what do you think about this particular watch. Is this a watch you'd consider buying? Or what other chronographs would you recommend in this price point? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section. Until next time, bye for now.